What's going on, guys? Matt here, back again with another video. So recently I was thinking about certain sets you can buy for players that you're interested in, and with some players having relatively high prices for their Prizm, Optic and Select cards, I thought to myself, what other cards might be worth looking into? So let's reveal my top 3 alternative sets today. Let's start with my personal favourite alternative in Revolution. Now, if you're wanting a relatively cheap box rip for yourself, 2021 to 22 Basketball Revolution is currently reselling for around $120 to $150 US, which is pretty ridiculous considering where box prices once were. And it's a hobby only product as well, meaning there isn't too much out there, but you know, with Panini these days, they could possibly make it retail in the future, milk a little bit more cash out of it. I've also been a massive fan of the different types of parallels you can get, and on top of the base Revolution, you also have the unnumbered parallels in the Astro, Groove and the Fractal. Then you move on to the numbered parallels that are all beautiful and aesthetic in their own little way, especially if you have it under the lights. And lastly, you finally have the elusive Galactic Parallel, which is a case hit and it's a must-have for any collector out there. Weirdly enough, I've also found that they grade quite well, and out of any set that I do send to grading, I seem to have the best gem rate with Revolution. It's generally a clean card, so it feels like it's harder to damage compared to the chrome surfaces that you get with Prizm and Select. Another thing to note with Revolution is, unfortunately, they don't have one-of-ones, and possibly the most annoying change that Panini have done over the last couple of years with Revolution is change their autographs from on-card to sticker. It's a massive downfall when you look at Luka's Revolution on-card autograph in his rookie season and then compare it to Jalen Green's in the past year. But again, I like Revolution more so because of their colourful parallels over the autographs, and I'm pretty sure autographs aren't even guaranteed in hobby boxes. Revolution unfortunately seems to be fairly exclusive with basketball, with the NFL version in Unparalleled phasing out and now appearing in Chronicles sets. In talking about Chronicles sets, it's actually the second alternative set I do want to highlight today, and I don't think there is a more fun set than Chronicles in terms of ripping, and it's one of those sets I really love watching people break on YouTube. The 2021 and 22 Chronicles hobby box for basketball is currently reselling for around $200 US, and again, if you go into it not expecting much, it is a very, very fun rip. The reason it's a fun rip and is a great way for collectors to enter is because it's very rookie and star heavy. You're not going to find your benchwarmer non-rookie players taking up most of the packs like you would with Prizm, but more than likely you're going to get the rookies that you're chasing. Chronicles is essentially a collection of phased out sets like Limited, Prestige, Threads, Cornerstones and Gold Standard, whilst also carrying sets that are featured in other sports like Phoenix, XR and Luminance. They can also include random cards like rookies who have not been featured in any other sets, a great example being Aussie Jock Landale having his first Prizm card in Chronicles this year. They were even able to create an Indiana Pacers Prizm update card for Tyrese Halliburton after he was traded from Sacramento. If you go through the actual checklist itself, it is stacked with sets, and each set has numbered parallels, adding to the diversification of cards you can collect of your favourite player. Chronicles is also available at retail through blasters and hangers, so again, another great reason to target that. That being said, as there are a ton of sets and volume being sold at retail as well, it means it doesn't really resell for a large amount, but it's not a bad thing, especially if you're a collector, as it gives you that cheaper option of entering the market at. Our last alternative card set I will speak about, and I also just briefly mentioned it, and that's Phoenix. Unfortunately, Phoenix is an NFL only product, but it does appear in Chronicles for the NBA, and I honestly think Phoenix would be my favourite product in this video if they also included a standalone set for basketball. It does resell for around $500 US, meaning that it's a higher entry point for ripping, but it just highlights how in demand it is for collectors out there. And if you aren't too familiar with Phoenix, it's an optichrome card, which means the colours are quite nice under the lights. It does mean, however, that the card is easy to damage and get scratches on, and I can definitely attest to that, having a few Phoenix cards I've sent to grading get PSA 8s, and you can get a ton of colourful parallels with Phoenix, and I feel like they're not too heavy and in your face, but they're relatively clean and appealing to look at. I also really like the Rookie Rising inserts, and they're a top 3 insert for me to collect, especially if you have the team colored match ones like the Kyler Murray one shown. But I think the one thing that Panini could potentially improve on with Phoenix are the autographs being a sticker. If they can turn them into on-card autos somehow, I think you do have a 10 out of 10 product in your hands. But for me, the best value with Phoenix, however, isn't with ripping, but I think more so with buying singles, and I think there's a lot of value out there. As I said before, buying a Phoenix box is around $500 at the moment, and a pink out of 199 Trevor Lawrence Phoenix card goes for around $20 US. If you compare that to Prizm, which sells for around $1,000 for a hobby box, his Blue Wave Prizm to 199 goes for $200. It's a huge jump in price, and considering the look and feel of Phoenix, I don't mind the value in buying it as an alternative. So those are my 3 alternative card sets I really like buying. Let me know in the comments if you do have any sets that you like collecting other than your usual Prizm, Optic, and Select. And if you enjoyed the content, make sure you do hit the like and subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you guys all in future videos. Take care.